So the Iran war is in a completely different space than it was even a week ago.
Mr. Trump.
And I did want to cover this part first, then I'm going to get to it. The Iranian president called for the end of the war. And then it's not going to end. But Trump said some whack-ass things about North Korea.
Also teased a potential meeting with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un later this year. He made that comment after he ordered the Pentagon to scale back joint military exercises with South Korea. Yesterday, the president touted his relationship with the North Korean dictator once again.
The fact that I get along with him, that's a good thing, not a bad thing. He has 57 very powerful nuclear weapons. Should have never allowed it to happen.
CBS News foreign correspondent Anna Karin joins us live from Hong Kong to discuss this renewed interest from the president. Anna, good morning. Always great to see you.
Like I said, guys, I said this a while ago, like months ago, probably almost a year ago now. North Korea comes in waves of, oh, we're going to give North Korea, we're going to suck their dick, we're going to be friendly with them, and then we're going to ignore them for a couple of years until they run out of money. And then we're going to suck their dick and we're going to love them and blah, 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 blah. North Korea is just a state that nobody cares about.
The president says he expects to meet again with Kim Jong-un.
But North Koreans are dying in Russia right now.
What are we hearing from Pyongyang, meanwhile?
Well, Errol, North Korea has replied to President Trump's latest claims with a rather forceful rebuke. We're learning that it fired 10 short-range ballistic missiles earlier today towards the Sea of Japan. That has been confirmed by Japan as well as South Korea. We've also heard from Kim Jong-un's powerful sister. She has refuted Trump's claim, saying...
By the way, Kim Jong-un, when he dies and his sister takes over, she is like mega Hitler. She is like so much worse than Kim ever
would be. Completely unaware of any communication from Trump's team, which is obviously highly embarrassing for the US president. Kim Yo-jong also dismissed Trump's decision to scale back those joint military exercises between the US and South Korea as a goodwill measure, saying it did not change their, quote, provocative and aggressive nature. Now, Trump obviously doubled down on those claims that he will be meeting with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, possibly around the APEC summit in Shenzhen, China in November.
And the thing about it is like, this is how we can prove that nothing's ever going to happen with the Iranian war for a while. Because he said that we're talking with Iran. Iran's like, no, we're not talking. We're talking with North Korea. Or North Korea's like, we're not talking.
November. He first mentioned it on social media on Sunday, then again on Wednesday. Trump wants to restart talks on denuclearization and for Kim to abandon his nuclear weapons program. We heard from the US president. He claims North Korea has 57 nuclear warheads. Well, South Korea came out today and said the number was more like between 80 and 120. Now, Trump and Kim, they met 3 times during Trump's first term. Those talks got nowhere. Since then, North Korea has expanded its nuclear weapons program, and Kim has repeatedly said that he wants the US and the international community to recognize North Korea as a nuclear state. He's not interested in engaging in any other talks that would suggest otherwise. Now, as I mentioned, Trump decided to pare back those joint military drills between the US and South Korea. They started on Monday, and of course they're designed to prepare for hostility with North Korea. These are exercises that happen annually. Trump said at the time the decision was based on my very good relationship with Kim Jong-un. They were his words, and that it sent a totally inappropriate and hostile signal to North Korea. The 10-day exercises have been cut short. They will now end on Friday. We've heard from South Korea's President Lee Jae-myung. He has since called for complete military independence from the US. Remember, there are over 28...
God damn, we're hemorrhaging international support. God damn, that's really bad. That is really bad. We're hemorrhaging so much international support.
1,000 US forces stationed in South Korea. President Lee is also pushing for a faster acquisition of nuclear-powered submarines. Errol.
An important update from that part of...
Yeah. And that's why all of this it's all tied together. The Iran, Russian, Ukrainian war and North Korea is all tied together because Russia is supporting Iran and Russia is using North Korean troops, and it's just...
So we are told that many Iranians are struggling to afford groceries as the Trump administration continues to go after that country's economy. This is the next step. Jonathan Hunt knows it well, live in Tel Aviv to bring us the latest from today.
But again, it means nothing. Like, them struggling with groceries means absolutely fucking nothing.
Good morning to you, Bill. We are in the early stages, of course, of what President Trump has termed economic warfare against Iran. The next, more draconian stage due to be detailed by Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent on Monday. But any sanctions program isn't going to be easy to enforce. When you look at the number of land borders, for instance, Iran shares 7 different countries having land borders with the Islamic Republic. And to the north...
Oh. Wait, what? Well, I mean, I guess you were saying Syria through Iraq or Turkey, but Turkey, I mean, yeah, like nothing would stop. And it's the same issue with Russia. You put economic sanctions on them, they're still going to go to war.
Iran shares 7 different countries having land borders with the Islamic Republic.
Yeah, okay,
And to the north there, look at the Caspian Sea. That gives Iran direct access to Russia. There's also direct access to China via a land route through Afghanistan. Neither of those countries, according to General Jack Keane, are going to be very willing to take part in any sanctions program. Listen here.
Oh, I mean, obviously Russia wouldn't, but...
Certainly, Russia and China have a vested interest in the United States not succeeding in the war against Iran. That they want to keep their foot.
I think I would say India too.
In the Middle East, and that's Iran, and that is why they're helping them.
Now, there is widespread acknowledgement, though, that the economic pressure is beginning to bite. Prices are going up, availability of goods is going down, and even some within the Iranian leadership are now talking about a change in approach. President Pezeshkian saying today, for instance, quote, "It is better to end the war today when we are in power and dignity and the whole world acknowledges our victory and emphasizes that America, contrary to all regulations, attacked our schools, hospitals, and infrastructure and is hated in the world." To my recollection, Bill, that is the first time we have heard a senior Iranian official use the words "end the war today." But as I say, he is on the more moderate.
Yeah, and the thing about it is like, even if Israel or if Iran and Trump both agreed to end the war, Israel ruins it every single time. Israel wants the death and destruction of Iran and the Ayatollah. Complete. Obviously. And you could say, oh, well, that's not a bad thing. Dude, Israel wants to take control of Iran.
Wing, for the moment at least, the more hardline wing within the IRGC seems to have the upper hand. We'll see if that changes with this renewed economic.
It's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. Like, yeah, Israel strikes Syria, by the way, again. And they didn't, provide the US any notice. And this is the shit that ruins deals. Failing to give US official Tom Barak has criticized Israel for failing to give his country adequate. Yeah, hush, Al Jazeera. Tom Barak, Turkey special envoy to Syria, has accused Israel of offering no warning before carrying out military strikes in Syria this week, though Israeli officials insisted it did. No, they didn't. This is why no ceasefire will ever work, and that the war is going to be prolonged, because shit like this from Israel just doesn't stop.
Don't.
המסר עבר?
המסר עבר, אבל אנחנו לא נסבול התבססות
We do not tolerate Turkish military presence.
צבאית טורקית שיורדת דרומה.
Pushing south because it threatens
את זה העברנו באופן כללי.
We made that clear in the general terms. Now we saw that Turkey intends to establish
שיש כוונה של טורקיה להתבסס בשדה תעופה דרומית לקו שלה קרוב לחלב, והעברנו מסר. איך אגדיר לך את המסר?
How do you phrase that message? Don't.
המסר עבר?
המסר עבר, אבל כנראה שלא...
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Big Benny over here is a pretty evil fucking guy. I mean, once this goes into a more all-out war, it's going to be the exact same shit with Russia and Ukraine, where there's going to be no front lines. It's just going to be drones, hand-fire drone, or like controlled with a headset drones.
Pressure, Bill.
Thank you, Jonathan. Jonathan Hunt, Tel Aviv.
Sure.
Tel Aviv dick suckers. I don't know, man. I don't see the Iranian war coming to a close in the next couple months. Guys, I'm more right. I just keep getting proven more and more correct. Like, this is the exact same playbook that was in war in Iraq. And when we were going after Saddam Hussein, this is pretty much word for word well, not word for word, but it's pretty goddamn close to the same playbook that happened in during the war in Iraq with the Bush administration, because they have no plan, they have no succinct goal. The goals change based off which elected official you're listening to. They don't communicate. They have no information about what's going on in the other person's camp, and they just don't care. At the end of the day, none of these people fucking care because they don't think it's going to affect them. Sorry, guys, it's going to affect you pretty aggressively here pretty soon. Man, this shit's so fucking annoying to deal with. It's just frustrating. It's frustrating and annoying, but what can you do? What can you do besides, I don't know. I think if Democrats win overall in the midterms, I think we're going to see a pretty big push against the Iranian war, and I think it's going to be pretty influential in how the House votes and the Senate votes for a War Powers Act. I think one would get pushed through if we see a significant Democrat increase in the Senate and in the House. So that's the only way I could see this ending before the end of the year. And that's still gonna, like, that's November. I don't know, man.